What's up, everybody? So today's video, this one's funny. Or at least I like to think it's funny. Today I'm gonna share with you guys awkward stories. Hey, hi. Almost as awkward as how Charlie's sitting right now. Dan, why are you gonna share your awkward stories if they're so awkward and like cringy? Well, because here's the reason why. Bic, this is their Flex 5 hybrid razor. Big thank you to Bic Flex 5 hybrid razors for sponsoring this video. They've got a slogan right now called Face Any Moment. I said, okay guys, face your moment is usually something that, like, when you're nervous or when you have to do something, you have to face your moment. And so that's kind of what happened in these stories. Oh my god. Okay, so the first one is how I got my prom date. I've been hanging around with this girl for a little bit. So we were like texting, and I was at work one day and I just decided to send her a text. And I was like, hey, do you want to catch a movie next week? And her response was, oh, sorry, I can't. I'm gone like to like a cottage. So a week goes by and then we start talking again and I asked her again. She's like, yeah, for sure, let's go. We go to the movies and I'm all like nervous because this is like my first big date, whatever, and I'm trying to be cool about it. We go to the movies. Oh my god. Swear to god, people sitting behind us are some kids that go to my high school. And they're like, hey! I'm just like, oh. Just like a first date, you don't want anybody to like watch and like see your moves, like joking, like putting your arm around the girl or something like that. Now, before I went on this date, I met with my buddy Adrian, and I'm like,
look man, prom is coming up.
It sounds like I'm gonna ask him, that's not what it was. I was like,
prom is coming up, and I need a date.
I don't wanna be that weird dude that goes with his cousin or something. So I told him, like,
look, I'm gonna ask her tonight after the movie to go to prom with me.
So we go to the movie, it's over, I go to drop her off at home, so we pull up to her house and I'm just like, yeah, you got this, man, now's the time, it's all you. Hey, so, ooh, no, now is definitely not the time. Hey, have a good night, okay? Yeah, we'll talk later. So I leave, okay? I leave and I never asked her to go to prom. I don't know, I was just too scared, I got too nervous. We're talking about facing your moment, this is where I had to face my moment. If it goes bad, it goes bad, but take a risk. Throw the car back in reverse, drive all the way back to her house. I send her a text saying, hey, you forgot something in my car, because I had no other way to get her out there. Pull up in front of her house, and I'm like this.
You've got this, Harry. It's all you, Harry. Now is your time.
Alright. So she comes out, she comes around to the other side of my car, which is like, I'm in the driver's seat, so she's like at my window. I rolled down the window. It was like a dark, foggy night. It was kind of a creepy night, to be honest. And this is what I said. Oh my god, this is so awkward. I was like... God, it's bringing me right back. It's bringing me right back. I was like,
hey, so I know you're not going to prom with anybody, and I just wanted to know if maybe you wanted to go with me.
And she goes,
oh my god, yes, I was waiting for you to ask me.
And at that moment, I was just like, oh my god, that was so scary. She goes in for a hug. She goes in for, and I was so nervous, guys. I still had my seatbelt on. I was holding on to my driving wheel. Driving wheel? Steering wheel. I'm like nervous now. Go to hug her, and she smokes her head on my car, like on the car window as she goes in for a hug. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. It was awkward ass hug out the window. It was a good moment. There's no doubt it was a good moment. But that day, that was full of awkwardness. I faced my moment. Okay, so that was story number one. Story number two happens exactly 1 week after that prom story. Same girl, poor girl. So a week goes by. Again, I meet with my buddy Adrian, who sounds like my relationship coach for some reason. And I'm like,
yo man, I'm gonna ask her to be my girlfriend. We're already going to prom together, we're chatting a lot, we're hanging out a lot, I'm just gonna ask her to be my girlfriend.
And he's like, yeah man, do it. Adrian was a big instigator with every aspect of life. That's why we became such best friends. So I had this idea. She really loved tea, okay? So I decided to go to a coffee shop, and I text her, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna grab you a tea, what do you want in it? I'm gonna take this, like 2 milk, 1 cream. So I picked her up a tea, and I picked myself up a hot chocolate. So what I did was, before I went to her house, I was about 10 minutes early, and guys, I'm never early to anything, it's just who I am, it's ingrained in my blood. 10 minutes early, I go to get these teas, okay? And I carefully roll up the rim, and I wrote underneath, date me with a question mark, and rolled it back down and put the lid back on. Go to her house, give her the tea, whatever, we go for another drive, similar to the prom thing. And so we're stopped at this light. And I'm like, okay man, like, you know when you're hanging out with somebody and like the flow of things just starts to die down, you're like, okay, I gotta do something fun or I just gotta end the night. Why did you ask her to roll up the rim? Well, because I wrote date me underneath, but I had to find a reason for her to roll up the rim. I'm not just gonna be like,
hey, roll up the rim.
That's creepy. So I was like,
hey, did you hear that some companies actually hide prizes?
It was the stupidest thing.
I was like, some companies actually hide prizes underneath the rim, so you should always roll it up to check.
So she's like,
no way, no way.
And she wouldn't check her cup. I'm like, yeah, you got a cup right there, you should check. She's like, no way, it doesn't happen, no way. And I'm like, oh my god, she's not checking the mug. Yeah, seriously. So I pick up her mug for her. And I roll it up, I'm like,
Oh my god, I won! I actually won!
and she's like,
No, you didn't. Give me that.
looks at it, and it was kind of dark, and she's like, what? And then it said, date me, and she's like,
Oh my god, yes, I've been waiting for you to ask me. And it's
so, listen to how suave I was, okay? Maybe corny now, but back as a teenager, man, I was slick. So, she kind of goes in for a hug, and I was like,
Oh, you got something in your teeth.
and she's like, oh my god, oh my god. She opens up the car mirror, you know, the one that's in the front seat, to check her teeth. Inside I wrote, look back. She looked back, pulled the towel away, because there was a towel in my back seat that had flowers underneath, and there was flowers waiting for her. She's like, oh my god, it worked out perfectly. At this point in time, we hadn't kissed yet. So we go for a walk on this pier. There's a lighthouse at the end of it. It was a full moon, it was a great night. So we get to the end of the pier, and I'm just like,
Oh boy, like something's gonna happen here because there's nowhere else to walk.
I see her face go like this. In my mind, it was in slow motion. She goes like this. In my head, I'm just like, our lips touched, and I was kind of like I touched her lips, but I didn't realize that she wanted to go for like a French kiss kind of thing. She's kind of doing her thing. Oh, it was so awkward. But you know what? If it wasn't an awkward first kiss, then it wasn't a legit first kiss. So after it happened, it's like I felt so awkward because I'm like, I totally butchered that kiss. I'll be lucky if I ever get another one. I want to say a big thank you to Bic Flex 5 Hybrid Razors for sponsoring this video. Check them out if you guys shave. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll see you guys in my next video. See you guys later.